Hey, welcome to The Code with Noah, a culture shock podcast. Quick pause before we go on. I want to remind you that what you are listening to right now are excerpts from articles on our gospel website, www.thevangel.com, and other broadcasts on YouTube, where you get access to unique insights in detail on specific issues through our playlists, all provided completely free and in many languages too. If you are ready to go deeper, such as examining the scriptures and other authorities for you to move from listening to building a leadership career, we have something deeper for you in those locations. The Code with Noah, a culture shock podcast, is set to be about 5 minutes podcasts. A few are a bit longer. They are delivered under various aspects of life issues 4 times every week to discuss issues that young people are talking about to help align their perspectives towards the will of God. On Mondays with Noah, it's the Culture Shock series. Wednesdays with Noah take on the Hard Truths series. On Fridays with Noah, we tackled the supernatural edge of living. And on Sundays with Noah, we delve deep into the ancient codes delivered by the prophets. When you dream up a comment or a review, you are not just showing gratitude. You may be provoking another episode for us to expand upon. You gain, and your friends gain too. Place your contribution in your favorite podcast app, wherever you hear this. You may want to visit our websites to leave your message. We will equally get it. We have many podcasts and other valuable publications on YouTube. Once again, if you want more details from any of our articles or videos, we are always ready to go a little bit further. Now, let's get back to decoding.
Welcome back to The Code with Noah, a culture shock podcast. Sundays with Noah, the Ancient Codes series. Title: The Mystery of Fateful Junctions, or Canon Events. What's up, fam? Happy Sunday. We are unlocking a file today that explains why some people level up and others stay stuck as NPCs. We need to talk about canon events. If you've seen the Spider-Verse movies, you know what I mean. A canon event is a moment in the timeline that has to happen. It's a fork in the road. If you go left, you become the hero. If you go right, you crash the simulation. The Bible calls these moments fateful junctions. These aren't everyday decisions like what to eat for breakfast. These are the moments, usually disguised as random Tuesdays, where your destiny is actually on the line. One decision changes the entire plot. Today, we're decoding the mystery of fateful junctions, how to spot the fork in the road before you take the wrong turn. Let's open the source code. We need to look at 2 famous junctions where people stood at the exact same spot but ended up in totally different universes. Study 1, the soft life trap. Let's go to Genesis 13:10-12 NLT. Abraham and his nephew Lot are standing at a junction. They have to split up because they have too much stuff. Lot looks one way and he sees the city of Sodom. Lot took a long look at the fertile plains of the Jordan Valley in the direction of Zoar. The whole area was well watered everywhere, like the garden of the Lord. So Lot chose for himself the whole Jordan Valley. The breakdown. Lot chose the soft life. He looked at Sodom and thought, that looks aesthetic. It's green, it's rich, it's easy. He made a decision based on sight. But we know how the story ends. Sodom gets nuked by fire and brimstone. Lot loses his house, his wife, and his reputation. He chose the aesthetic path, but it led to destruction. Abraham chose the harder path, the rocky hills, but that was where God was. The fateful junction usually presents you with a trap that looks like a blessing. If you choose a career, a relationship, or a college just because it looks good on Instagram, you might be pulling a lot. Don't choose the view, choose the vision. Lesson 2. The NPC versus main character split. Now, let's look at Ruth 1:14-16 NLT. Naomi is a widow, broke and bitter, telling her 2 daughters-in-law to leave her and go back to home. They are standing at the exact same junction. And again they wept together, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law goodbye, but Ruth clung tightly to Naomi. The breakdown. This is the moment the timeline splits. Orpah kisses her goodbye. She does the logical thing. She goes back to her comfort zone. And guess what? We never hear about Orpah again. She becomes an NPC, non-playable character in history. Ruth, she clings. She says, "Where you go, I will go." She chooses the hard path of loyalty over the easy path of comfort. Because of that one decision at that one junction, Ruth becomes the great-grandmother of King David and an ancestor of Jesus. Orpah chose comfort and faded into history. Ruth chose loyalty and made history. The mystery is this: your destiny is hiding in the thing you want to quit. When you hit a junction where things get hard, that's your signal that you are about to cross into main character territory. Don't turn back. The conclusion. So here's the wrap. A fateful junction is a test of your values. 1. Don't pull a lot. Stop choosing things just because they look easy or aesthetic. The easy path is often a trap. 2. Don't pull an Orpah. When things get hard, don't go back to your old life. 3. Be a Ruth. Choose loyalty, choose the grind, and choose the path that leads to God, even if it's dusty. That's the download for this Sunday. Next, we are opening a file that scares a lot of people, the Melchizedek mystery. Who is this random guy that even Abraham paid tithes to? It's going to be deep. If you're standing at a junction right now, check your GPS, God's positioning system, before you move. This is Noah. Stay weird, stay faithful. Peace.